Patience ain't no virtue with you. I done wasted plenty time basing around hate.
Today's episode, it's gonna tap on a lot of things, but it's really a broad subject. So before I begin, welcome to another episode, a long overdue episode of Pure Pressure Podcast. Today's topic is, where's the love stand where you're not being fulfilled? I did drop a surprise episode on the YouTube channel as well as the other streaming platforms. I didn't advertise it. I didn't put what it was about. It was a domestic violence special, and I did it the way that I did it on purpose. The people it's supposed to reach, it will. If you feel like you want to hear about this subject or get my, take on that, you can definitely go on over to YouTube to catch the visuals, or search Pure Pressure Podcast on Spotify, and Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts. It's on all those platforms. So you can definitely go tap in and get that message. It's a very personal message, so I did it that way, the way that I felt that was best. But yeah, we definitely gonna chop it up today. There are a lot of people who are, especially now because of us being so confined and us having to choose to be alone a lot more than we normally would. It's not as safe to be in the public. It's not as safe to be around people. So, it's leading a lot of people to end up really recognizing problems within themselves, within their connections, just all the way around. It's just easier to pinpoint what the issues are. And myself, doing reflecting, I realized that there's a pattern, and there has always been a pattern for me in relationship. And when I say that, I say in relationship because it's not always a romantic relationship. It's not always just friendship or family. It's in all relationship. So I have learned, and I've, recognized that there are a lot of people who have a lot of similarities to me by me paying attention to the content that's presented more recently on social networks. Also, the different types of platforms that are emerging now, more focused on mental health and spiritual well-being and mental well-being and things like that. It made it very apparent to me that I wasn't alone in some of the things that I struggle with. And the reason I say struggle is because it's really a balance thing. It's really a learning what works and what doesn't work for you, and how to gauge when you're giving too much and when you're not. And that main thing that I realized, it's more so of to categorize it, it would be an attachment thing, a dependency, a codependency thing. When you grow up feeling like your voice isn't heard, when you grow up feeling like you don't really have control over how your life goes or what happens in your life, or when you've been faced with a lot of things that a lot of people don't really understand, you don't feel like you can talk to anyone, or you're taught not to talk to anyone about those issues or things that go on, because what happens in this house stays in this house. I'm sure y'all heard people say that a million times, but it's real. And it's very prominent in the African American household, or from what I've learned, other cultures as well, where, you don't discuss what happens in your family. And this is something that y'all can see in movies, TV shows, all of that. It's a real thing. It's very much a serious situation. A lot of people are taught to hide how they feel. People are taught to pretend like, everything is prim and polished and nothing's wrong and things like that. People are taught that. It's instilled in them that they're not to share certain pieces or certain parts of themselves with the public. to keep others from really knowing what the issue is, or to keep, that picture. Everybody wants to look good to somebody. You may not want to look good to everybody. You may not care about what everybody thinks of you, but everybody cares about how somebody feels. Even if it's just one person. Even if you say, I only care about how my kids feel about me. That's still, you still have a certain persona, certain perception that you want to be, thought of you. There's a certain way you want people to think of you. So that's something that I realized that that can come from a lot of different traumas, not just feeling, like you don't have a voice or being shunned when you try to express yourself, but it can also be from, going through certain things in life. It doesn't even have to be related to, like I said, a romantic relationship. It can be something as far as how your career went, how school went, how friendships have gone. It makes you feel like you have to hold on to people. It makes you feel like even if you see that it's not working. No matter what I do, this is not working. No matter what I do, I'm not getting what I need from this person. I'm begging this person to love me the way that I want to be loved, to give the things, that I'm asking of them. I'm showing them what I want, from them by giving them what I want from them. They're still not giving it to me. That type of stuff is really what I had to realize is not healthy. Like, it's okay, for you to have standards, of course. You should always. But what's not okay is for you to feel like you have to teach people how to love you. You really feel like you have to, I have to show this person who I am, and I have to prove to them for them to give me the type of love that I want, because that's not healthy. I watched a lot of episodes of Iyanla Love Fix My Life, and it's not so much to say that I agree with everything or all of her techniques, because that's not the truth at all. But it did give me some perspective, especially with me being someone who is studying, to work with people in mental health. It really made me realize, like she said on one of her episodes, we don't get to teach people how to love us. We get to experience how they love and decide if we can deal with it, or if we want to deal with it, or if that's good enough for us. You can't really make people. You can, of course, tell someone if something hurts your feelings or if something makes you feel uncomfortable. But as far as how they express love, how they give love, everyone's language is different. Everyone's way of giving is different. And because it's made of so many different things. It's not just, like I said, based on how you're raised. It's not just based on, who you had in past relationships and how your past relationships went, or your friendships. It's a combination of all of that, plus how that person feels about themselves, what they built into themselves. All of these factors, along with 1,000 other things, factor into how people give love. As for instance, for me, past, relationships that I was in, I gave love a certain way. Now I recognize that wasn't healthy. I was giving more of myself than what I was getting, and I ended up depleted and empty, and then I had resentment for those people who I was in relationship with, when honestly it was my fault. It was my decision and my choice to continue to pour, even though I wasn't receiving what I needed to replenish me. And then I was mad at them for me continuing to do what I ain't have to do. Like, accountability is a mother. We've already had, a topic on that. If you haven't checked it out, go check out the previous episode. It's simply titled Self-Accountability. It's real. But when you get to that point and you recognize those pieces and stuff like that, it really makes you realize, like, you can't teach anybody how to love you. Either they're the person for you and they have the ability to love you correctly, or they don't. And that's why a lot of people get stuck in situations where it's been years and years and years, that you've been with this person, that you've been begging this person to give you this part of them, or to show you this part of them, or to be this person that you feel like they can be, even though everything they've shown you shows they're not that person. But in reality, if you would have paid attention within the first 90 days, you would have realized they showed you who they really were within that time period. You chose to glance over and gloss over and push past because y'all was still, fornicating. Y'all was still out here like rabbits at that time. Y'all was still, wearing y'all masks at that time. Y'all was still playing that game at that time. Nobody was truthfully and honestly and wholeheartedly being themselves. Y'all hadn't experienced any grievances together. Nothing had really gone wrong at that point. That's when you really realize, that's when you're able to tap in and realize, okay, this is somebody I can rock with or I can't. You got to go through something. But you also have to pay attention when you're going through things with people. If you don't feel like you're growing through those obstacles with that person, learning more about them, learning, better coping skills and mechanisms and stuff for your relationship or for just you as a person, if you don't feel like that person is elevating you, then that means you need to figure something out. At that point, you need to start evaluating. Is this a deal breaker? Is this something that could really cause me to lose myself? Is this something that's draining me? Or is this just something, mediocre that, with time, that'll probably pass for real? Because there are things that work that way where you can get past it. But not everything works that way. Not everything is something that you can just get past or you can slide past or act like it don't bother you. For instance, I was talking to someone and they were talking about how, they were dealing with people, that they, knew or that it was presented to them early on that did not want children. Those people didn't have children already in their lives. They didn't want them. And this person had kids and they wanted more. But they were dealing with people for years, on end, knowing these people didn't want to have children, knowing they didn't have the same goals in life and things like that. And then at the end, they were bitter and resentful because those people stuck around knowing they weren't willing to give them what they wanted. And I really had to think about the wording of certain things because you stuck around. They saw in you what they wanted. They were getting what they wanted from you. You were not getting what you wanted from them, but you chose to stay. You knew that in the future you wanted more children. You wanted to be able to expand your family and have that whole family dynamic. And they didn't want that. They were cool with being the single people and just experimenting and playing around and all that type of stuff. You knew this. You've known this, from the first couple of months of dealing with them. They expressed this, but you thought, oh, they'll see how I am with my kids. They'll see how it is to be a family. But at this point, it's like you wanted the fantasy, you created the fantasy didn't become reality, and now it's their fault. Where's the logic? Where is the logic in that? Where does that make sense? It does not. You cannot create a false narrative or deal with someone under false pretenses. You're creating hurt and pain for yourself, heartache for yourself. You're basically breaking your own heart. People really have a problem with accepting what is. It's always where it used to be, or I know it can be. What is it? Like I put on my post when I was talking about domestic violence. If it looks like that's what it is, that's what it is. Accept things and people for who they are, for what they are. You can't control what you can't control. And you definitely cannot control other people. No matter how much inside of us we feel like we can gauge people and we can change things and we can give different perspectives, all of that is fine and dandy. But that doesn't equate to actually making reality. Now, if someone actually wants to change something about themselves and they working on it and you encouraging them, cool, that's fine. That's cool. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to support each other and build each other up, whether that be friendship, family, romantic, whatever. You're supposed to do that. That's the whole point. That's why everyone needs someone. Whether you want to admit it or not, everybody needs somebody. So that's cool. But when it comes to the point where you're like, come on, you need to do this. Come on, do this. Come on, take these pictures. Come on, let's do this with the kids. Come on. They're not willingly doing this. They're not participating. At that point, you're dragging a relationship. You really in relationship with yourself. You dating yourself. You trying to make another version of you. They just a placeholder at that point. You're dealing with their free will. And the obligation part of relationships is what I want to stay away from. When it gets to the point where I feel like I'm obligated to be with somebody, like I'm here because of this time, I know the kid's gonna be mad, I'm not living like that. And I'm honestly, because of, recent experiences and other things that I've experienced, nobody else is meeting my kids at this point. My kids have fathers. They know who their fathers are. My youngest is 7. He might meet you as a friend and you might see him one time. It has to be years built in before I feel comfortable bringing somebody else around my kids. And I am cool with dating and all of that stuff. We can date, we can visit, chill, hang out and all that stuff. But I'm also at a point where I don't want someone dwelling in my space either. So we can see each other. I can come to your place and we can spend the night, and come to my place and spend the night some nights. But go home. And I'm going to go home. You know what I'm saying? I just understand it differently. I see it differently. I want to date differently. The people that I want to date are different than what I would normally date. The things that excite me or turn me on and make, that get my attention are different. And it's crazy because they were already changing, in the last couple of years of just being by myself and not really being with anyone and stuff like that. But at this point, it's really like, yeah, I want different. I want a lot different. And I feel like that's really what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to change. Your interests are supposed to change. Your perspective on things are supposed to change. That's the inevitable. That's what life is. You change from being a fetus to being an infant, then to being, you're always changing. You know what I'm saying? Each day counts towards a new birthday and a new age. So accepting that and knowing that and seeing the difference just in how I approach certain things made me realize that I spent a lot of time holding on and just sitting when I was not being fulfilled. Like, where's the love? Where's the affection? Where's the attention to detail? Where is the initiation of planning of dates and things like that? That me as a woman, a lot of, feedback that I've received from guys has been about me being masculine and aggressive. However, when I submitted and I softened up, there were no dates. There was no quality time, really. There weren't, anything. There wasn't things planned and things done. And, there wasn't, if I didn't initiate affection or intimacy, it wasn't happening as frequently, stuff like that. Because they loved the part of me that was aggressive and knows, and did all of that stuff. But they didn't realize that that's more of the masculine role. That's more of what you're supposed to be doing. You expect me to do that part. But then on the other end, I'm supposed to simmer down and I'm not supposed to be upset. I'm not supposed to be as aggressive and as assertive. You know what I mean? Like, when I step back and realize that I really was the one planning dates and sending random cash apps for lunch and taking, taking the time to plan trips and plan surprise parties and taking the time to, notice you needed deodorant before you did, or that, these are your favorite pair and, your favorite brand and they had a sale. So I just picked this stuff up because I had it. Like that type of stuff. I was the one doing that, and I wasn't really getting any reciprocity in that. There wasn't much of that going on. People didn't think about me the way I thought about them. And then I had friends around that thought about me the same way. So it was like, I know this is possible. Like, I know it's possible for people to think about me how I think about them, because I have people around me thinking about me like I think about them. So why are the people that I'm choosing to share my body with, my life with, my in bed with, those are not the people that I'm getting that from? And this topic was already thought of last week. This was already something I wanted to tap into, but I feel like once I prayed over it and once I really thought about the topic, it became more clear, and there were more examples. Even up until yesterday. Yesterday was a really clarifying day for me. And there are a lot of people that don't know 2022 ended for them on yesterday and not on December 31st with me. Because there are a lot of people that I've poured a lot into. A lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of emotion. That aren't, that we aren't in a relationship, but they were my people. And you my people, that's what you get from me. That's the energy I give off. That's who I am. They don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it. I don't get the same thought. I don't get the same love, the same respect. I don't get the same anything from them that I give. I never have. Exactly. I thought about doing a long distance relationship, and I know it's possible. It's something that I could definitely do, especially since I like to get out of this city. But I'm also a super affectionate person. So that's the only part about that I feel like might be an issue for me. Like, I need to be able to reach out and touch my person when I want to. And that's also why I know certain things and certain people I have to let go of. And, there can be different examples. There can be different things that are put in front of you to test you and make you aware. You know what I mean? Like, for you to see, especially if you're in a situation where you get to see someone that you know, that you love, and that you've poured into, give to someone else what you put the time and the effort into getting. There have been situations where I've watched others go through that, and then when it happened to me, it was like, oh, word? Cool. And the thing about it is there's no hard feelings about it. It's just, I needed it. The clarification. You need that stamp sometimes. We hard-headed. You got to hit your head a couple times before you get it. But it really was like solidified, and it's just like, okay, so what is my purpose? Why are you holding on to me? Why are you still tethering to me? And the only answer that I could come up with as to why that person, and it's not just one person, it's two people actually in particular that just hold on to me, and I feel like they hold on to me because of the energy I give, that love I give, the fact that they know they have my support and I have their back no matter what goes on. I feel like they tether to me for that. For when they need that boost, when they need to feel like they, that they got everything together. Even when they don't feel like it, they know that I pour into them. I give them that. So, yeah, they do it because I allow it. And now that I don't allow it, I want to see how they gonna act. It's really astonishing, especially because a lot of times when the way that I operate, I don't tell you you're cut off unless I'm not really cutting you off, if that makes sense. Like, I know that's petty. It's probably childish. But for real, if I come to you and say, I'm done with you, it's a wrap. I don't want to talk to you no more. I'm not your friend no more. We can't kick it no more. Whatever. I'll be back. However, if I just don't say anything and you just realize, yo, I ain't heard from Pressure in like 2 weeks. Like, what's up? You're cut off. And there's really nothing you could do to fix it at that point. If I get to that point where I silently cut you off, you done did it. Whatever it is, you did it. And that's fine. But what happens then is that's when, you know, when people try to guilt you, oh, you never cared about me, you never loved me, no, I just got tired of acting like or pretending like what you were given was enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect you to make me happy. That's my job. But I do expect you to respect me enough and respect my feelings enough and to appreciate what I give to you to treat me as such. And if you don't, then to me, you're saying F me. So if it's F me, it's definitely F you. That's just how that go. Did anybody want to chime in? I know I've been running my mouth. I've been on a little rampage real quick. I told you this topic was going to be, you know what I'm saying, an umbrella of sorts. But also I wanted to chime in on what they call the passport boys. So I saw a few stories and I reached out on live on TikTok and asked a couple times for people to give me different topics and stuff that was going on to talk about. And it's really crazy to me that this was brought to my attention because y'all already know I always got a story time. So, if you don't know what the passport boys are, basically they set up situations for people who don't have green cards, who are not citizens, to marry people who are. Of course, y'all know that's illegal. It's against the law, okay? But it's definitely something people have been doing for years, like for forever. People have been having fake marriages and all types of stuff for this purpose. Some people just, fall in love with people who aren't citizens, but, there are arranged marriages and stuff like that go on. Well, it's becoming a big thing now, and it's definitely got media attention and got people out here talking about it. So basically, they are scouting women who are single, not married, and they're basically, trying to set up a situation where the people who don't have green cards are paying them, to arrange a situation. And it, of course, like I said, people are calling them out. It's all over YouTube. If you put in the passport, see all the coverage, news coverage, the videos, all that stuff, interviews and all of that. People are even sitting down with them, having interviews with them directly about this. And it's crazy to me. For one, it's crazy. What up? For one, it's crazy to me that people feel like it's safe or smart to be doing all of this online. Like, why are y'all okay talking about this stuff and having people basically document all this illegal activity? And I'm not just talking about them, with this situation, trying to help people get citizenship. I'm talking about everybody. Everybody's doing all this stuff they know they're not supposed to be doing online, and then wondering why these people coming after y'all with these cases that you can't get away from. It's crazy. But this situation in particular, these arranged marriages, made me realize how serious and terrible at the same time the dating pool is out here right now. So the fact that women are even thinking about, man, I'll just go ahead and get married to this man I don't even know, get this money, versus me waiting to find somebody that I want to marry because I know ain't nobody out here I want to marry. Like, they really like, forget that. I'm cool. I'm going to stick out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and get this bag. That shows how bad the economy is and how bad the dating pool is. So bad that I almost considered it. Like I told y'all know I always got a story time. I definitely considered it. Like, because I really feel like at this point, not that I'm not going to find anybody, because I'm really not looking. Is if you find me, cool, and we work, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. I'm willing to put in the work once you're here. But as far as me going on a hunt and trying to polish myself up and look the part, I'm not, it's not giving that. Not here. I'm really at a point where I am working on myself, the things that I feel like I should work on myself for, to make sure that I'm happy and maintain the quality of life that me and my children deserve. But as far as me reconstructing a whole new person to fit what you say you like, I don't got it in me. I ain't gonna pretend like I do. Either you like it or you don't. And if you don't like it, that is fine. I'm not offended. That is cool. I'm not for everybody. And I like it that way. I love it that way. I don't want to be made for everybody. I don't want to be picture perfect for. I've had enough of being chased based on just how I look. You know what I'm saying? Me having a behind. I get enough of the what everybody likes stuff, and it's not appeasing. It don't do nothing for me. Exactly. Get somebody else to do it. Like, especially when you done grown through some stuff, especially had to do it mostly by yourself. Man, you can't tell me about me. I know who I am. Hey, cuz. I know who I am. I know what my flaws are. Yes, I'm working on certain things. But other than that, if you don't like it, kick rocks. It's plenty of people who do. And you really holding up the line. You should probably scoot to the side so they can see me better. Like, like for real. You should probably scoot to the left a little further. Thank you. Perfect. Well, you not exactly. Nowhere near you. I'm not your cup of Henny, but I drink tequila, so it don't even matter to me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't even stomach tequila. Get out of my face. Like, get out of here. There are people, you know what I'm saying, that can tell you. When I talk to people, I tell them straight up, like, bruh, I'm a lot. Like, I'm a lot. And I'm cool with that. Thank you, baby. I am okay with the fact that I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't fit everybody's spectrum. I don't make everybody happy. Cool. You can't handle the fact that I'm going to want to do stuff for you. You can't handle the fact that you're going to have to remind me not to open the door for myself because I'm used to always opening the door for myself. If that's going to piss you off to the point where you angry with me every day, I'm not for you. If me trying to suggest other things to you, if we don't have what you're looking for, it's going to anger you because you just want what you want. I'm not for you. If you're not going to be okay with the fact that sometimes I'm going to want to get, you know what I'm saying, in the bed and ball up by myself, not because you did anything to me, but because I'm a Taurus and I'm an earth sign and I like to be by myself sometimes to collect myself and collect my thoughts. And I got other emotions that don't evolve around you. If that's going to piss you off, that's going to be a problem. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes I'm going to need my space. I'm going to need to go do stuff with my friends. You got to be secure enough in yourself to know I ain't checking for them. I'm coming, I'm getting lit so I can get to the crib and we can get lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Like, those are things that are non-negotiables for me. I understand what I give off can be a lot, and I own it. But I also know that when I feel safe, you don't get that part of me. I am a teddy bear. I really want to ball up under you, hold me, baby me. I don't care what you're doing. You can play the game while I'm on your lap. Like, all of that. But if I don't feel secure, if you're starting arguments with me every other day, mind you, I'm a woman saying this, and I have experienced this with men. There have been some men that I have been the one that, like, I was aggressive because I was just not comfortable. Like, I ain't know where we was at. So I own that. But there are some men that literally, like, they just, it was the insecurities. They was talking before they could say anything. They was moving crazy. And it's like, anyone who knows me knows when I'm in a relationship, the only time you see me is with the person I'm in a relationship with, for real. You don't really see me outside doing a whole lot when I'm in a relationship. Even if it's a new relationship. When I say I choose that person and they chose me, that's what it is. And I don't do all that extra stuff. Especially in the beginning when you're supposed to be bonding and building and figuring what y'all relationship is going to be composed of. What y'all are comfortable with happening and what your boundaries are and all of that stuff. I don't play around like that. So, you know, if in that nest egg, that 30-day, 90-day period, you start wigging and start, get somebody else to do it. Because that ain't got nothing to do with me. And I'm not going to own it. I'm not going to sit in that. I'm not, nope. I ain't going to be able to do it. I ain't even going to try to do it. I'm not going to say that it's okay. I'm not, like, what I had to realize, there are certain values that I got from my mom that I stand on, that are very imperative. My mom is the reason I'm so domesticated, why I cook how I cook, why you will always notice I'm always hustle, because that I got that from my mom. But certain things my mom believes and she stands on, I ain't with. Hence me being divorced. My mom is not with the divorce stuff. Even though her and my dad really weren't together, they weren't even living in the same house when he passed away, all that stuff. She won't get no divorce, just like my grandmother. She lives in a separate house from her husband. And it's been like that for years. Like, and they won't, like, even before she moved out into her own place, they were sleeping in separate rooms. And I'm just not with that. I'm not willing to sit in a relationship or marriage, let alone I'm supposed to vow the rest of my life to you, and I don't even want to be in the same bed with you. I don't want to take shower. I don't even want to come cuddle with you. I don't want to sit. What is that? What are we doing? Why are we doing what we doing? What is the purpose? It can't be to be happy. This is not happiness. That's not my vision of being happy. You're not. What? That is gross. It's absurd. And I know it's old school, and I know they, you gonna thug it, all that stuff. Yeah, but it has to be some happy times. There has to be a purpose. There has to be something else other than we got kids and we've been together for years and I only know you. Okay, I'll know somebody else too. I'll get to know. God ain't done with me yet. I still woke up. So that means there's a new opportunity to do new things, learn new things, be around new people. No, I refuse. And I don't believe that by me standing on that means that I'm going to end up by myself either. And the reason that is because there are people who respect that, who understand that, who are okay with being told up front, hey, if we not meant for each other, I'm going to remove myself. I will remove myself to prevent us from going from, I'm that person. Like, I watched this TikTok and it was like, I don't have those daddy issues like where I'm a hoe and I'm just outside doing whatever. I have those daddy issues like where I'll leave you, everything we built, as soon as I feel like I'm played with, or as soon as I, you know what I'm saying, feel like you're taking from my happiness. Like, that's really me. And I went to therapy for it, and she told me that was okay. I went to another therapist. She said the same thing. It's my boundaries. It's not a daddy issue. It's me respecting myself enough to say, I'm not overstaying my welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not overstaying my welcome. And I am behaving myself. I'm chilling. I'm having a real conversation. You know how I do. But I'm not, yeah. Exactly. Like, this is my thing. This is why I have a problem with people. I am very upfront. I express my feelings. I tell people, you know, if even if it's a situation where we started off as, you know what I'm saying, situationship, you know what I'm saying, we just kicking it, and I feel myself catching feelings, I'm going to tell you, all right, look, I'm going to have to back off. We're going to have to chill because I'm getting feelings. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, lines is getting crossed. You're doing stuff beyond what the agreement was. Like, I'm going to have to back off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be real with you about why I'm backing off, what that means, all of that. I'm going to be upfront with you. If you push the issue and say, no, I want that part of you, then at the end, you can't come back to me and say, I don't understand why you got feelings, because you know what. Pause. Self-accountability. Because, sir, I told you 6 months ago that I won't have it. I won't cool with just that. This was different. You was doing more. Especially, like, for me, if you say we just kicking it, and we just kicking it, you don't do that extra, you know what I'm saying, stuff that people be doing, you know what I'm saying, then cool. But if we just kicking it, then you like, I want to take you this place, I want to take you out, I want to do this, I want to do that. Oh, I want to introduce you to my family. Oh, whoa, pause. Now you got too much dip on your chip. You got too much dip on your chip. So if I come to you and I'm honest with you, like, look, these are things I only do with somebody that I'm actually dating, you know what I'm saying, that I'm pursuing, that something is coming from this, you know what I'm saying. I don't need to meet your people if we not trying to go nowhere. Don't nobody need to know who my sniggling. My family ain't mean no sniggling. Ain't happening. I'm sorry. What they need to know your face for? I only see your face in the dark, so what they need to see it for? We not doing that. So when you start doing stuff like that, you cross those lines and you build time, especially on top of those actions, and then you still try to pull back when you feel like it. At that point, you're playing with people's feelings. So it's that person's choice at that point to decide, am I going to let my feelings be dangled around and stuff, or am I going to go ahead, check out? You know what I'm saying? And me being a Taurus and knowing who and what I am, ain't gonna be able to wait for you, baby. Ain't no bad sign. And won't make none. Transparency is definitely key. And no, they just don't know me. A lot of people have a problem with getting to know me because they can't get past my wall. I am not going to let you in automatically. You have to earn the ability to get past my wall. If I give you the opportunity to get past my wall, and you know, you'll see a different side of me. You get to see the nurturing side of me, the loving side of me. That's the side of me that people get attached to and they don't want to let me go for because they know what's there. You know what I'm saying? But then they know they cross the line, and then when I get to that other side, it's different. Because I can love you to death and act like you're not breathing anymore. Like And when I say that, I mean that in that way. Because I can literally want to see you, want to call you, and will just sit in the bathroom and cry about it and keep it moving. You'll never know about it. You'll never hear people about it. You sure won't. And it's not even about being stubborn. That is a boundary. You can't always allow people those pieces, especially when they've played with the pieces that they were already given of you. If you've already given them certain pieces of you that were of value, which every part of you is of value, and they don't respect that, why I'm still pouring? You still pouring. You still draining yourself. It's okay to release and to feel how you feel and all that stuff, and to own it and to deal with it and process it on your own. Yes, sir.
There's a Transformers movie.
Really? What am I doing right now, AJ?
Sorry.
Go shut the door, please. I'll edit this out. I'm a mom always, and that's fine. Hey. Exactly, like, I do not intend to scare people away, yo. My intention is not to scare people away. And I know there are people I have scared away. And I own that. I definitely do. I've owned that to those people, I believe. Yeah, because it's not too many people. Other people just, they fucked up. And they know they fucked up because they keep saying they fucked up. But I just feel like it's like you gotta earn that spot, yo. You have to earn that energy from me. You have to earn that time. You have to earn that vulnerability from me. I'm not just giving, no. I'm not just gonna show you my hand. No. Don't do that. Listen, I've been curving a lot of shots, okay? I'm not gonna hold you. I've been curving a whole lot of people. And a big reason about why I've been curving is because, like I said, my tastes have changed. The things that I want from a person that I'm going to consider dealing with have changed. I'm not interested in situationships. I ain't trying to be nobody's sneaky link no more. I don't feel like it. Then, like, I have expressed this on the podcast before. The way that I am, you know what I'm saying, in the bedroom is a little different. So, yeah, no. I don't feel like giving that to nobody who ain't earned it. I don't feel like it. That's just how I feel. Yeah, I'm trying to sit down with somebody. Like I said, I'm not saying that we have to live together. I don't want that. I ain't interested in that. We can years in go buy a house together. Cool. But right now, while we dating, while we're still both single, cool. I'm in my crib. You in your crib. I can come visit you when I ain't got my kids. You come visit me if you don't have kids or if you ain't got your kids. Cool. But then we go home. I'm cool with that. Like, that's fine. Like, but I want to have my person that I know that's my person. Like, I'm going over my man's house. I want to pack a spend a night bag. Fuck. I ain't packed a spend a night bag in I don't know how long. Exactly. No living with a man. I tried it. I did it all my life. I done did it pretty much all my adult life. I'm cool. I want to pack a spend a night bag and go get cute. I want to be able to pull up to your crib with the trench coat and something crazy. Hey, baby. Now, what you said, what had happened? You ain't want to see me right now? You was mad? Yeah, like, I need to be able to be who I am with a person and not have to share every part of me with them automatically. You get what I'm saying? Like, let us progressively open up to each other and show each other the different sides we have with each other. Let's not complicate stuff automatically by living together, syncing households and family ties and all that stuff immediately. No, date me, court me. Get to know me. And there are people, even people who knew me, you know what I'm saying, when I was younger and stuff like that, they feel like they know me. They don't know who I am as a woman. I am a mid-30s age woman right now at this point. I'm not who I was when I was 18. I'm definitely, you know what I'm saying, definitely not who I was when I was 18. But I'm also not who I was at 25, 27. Even when I was 32, 33. You know what I'm saying? There's different aspects of me that have definitely changed and evolved. So, especially, that's frustrating, especially when you know that you changed. You know where you came from. Everybody knows that they have flaws and different character traits that can be a problem. They know it. So if you know that you've changed and you've worked hard to get past those flaws and make, the changes that were necessary, and someone continues to bring that up, that's just like men saying that, women, you cheat and they say they forgive you, but they keep on bringing up it's the same thing. It's the same concept. It's like, okay, well, if you expect that of me, then I might as well be like that. If you expect me to always be aggressive and not know when to submit, and me to always be argumentative when I'm not, I'm being cordial, you just automatically expect a negative or some type of aggression from me, then cool, that's what you want. You want to keep on. Now I'm mad. Now I'm acting. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? then it's still my fault because I gave in. No, it's not fair. Yeah, they were pushed into marriage, and that's why, it's so, when you getting married, every time you go to a family function, when you having a baby, when you getting married, who says that's the part that I want out of life? Who said that I don't just want to be out here living? That I don't want to be, some people are okay with being 304s for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, I didn't expect it to be this long, for real. But y'all know it'll be up on YouTube and Spotify and Amazon and Apple and all of that stuff on tomorrow. And also, I'm thinking I'm going to do a part 2 of this subject. I'll let y'all know. Of course, y'all know I'll announce it. I'll post it, for y'all when I'll be doing the part 2. So y'all can chime in and we can continue the subject. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, go like, comment, follow, subscribe. Pure Pressure Podcast on YouTube, as well as IG is purepressure.pod on IG. So that you can stay up to date with what's going on and catch the other episodes. Because this topic was a light subject, you know what I'm saying, for some of the stuff I talk about on Pure Pressure Podcast. But y'all know I'm going to give it to y'all raw. And from my point of view, love when y'all chime in. And I'll talk to y'all later.